Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're diving into one of the most foundational and dramatic stories from the book of Genesis, the tale of two brothers, Cain and Abel. This isn't just an ancient story, it's a profound look into human nature, jealousy, and the consequences of our choices. So, grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and let's explore this together. After being expelled from Eden, Adam and Eve started their family. Eve gave birth to their first son, Cain, and she rejoiced, saying, "With the help of the Lord, I have brought forth a man." Sometime later, she had another son, Abel. As the boys grew, they took on different roles. Abel became a shepherd, tending to the flocks, while Cain became a farmer, working the soil. You can almost picture it, one brother watching over the animals, the other cultivating the land. In the course of time, both brothers came to make an offering to God. Cain, the farmer, brought some of the fruits of his labor produce from the soil. Abel, the shepherd, brought the best parts, the fat portions, from some of the firstborn lambs of his flock. And here's where the story takes a turn. The scripture tells us that the Lord looked with favor on Abel and his offering, but on Cain and his offering, he did not. Why? The Bible doesn't explicitly state the reason, but many scholars believe it was about the heart and the attitude behind the gift. Abel offered the very best of what he had, a firstborn offering, signifying deep reverence. Cain's offering, described simply as some of the fruits, might have lacked that same spirit of sacrifice and faith. This rejection hit Cain hard. He became intensely angry, his face visibly downcast. God saw this and spoke directly to Cain. He asked him, "Why are you angry? If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you don't, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it." This is a powerful moment. God warns Cain that a destructive force is waiting to pounce, but he also empowers him, telling him he has the ability to overcome it. But Cain didn't listen. He let the anger and jealousy fester. He approached his brother Abel and said, "Let's go out to the field." And there, in the open field, Cain's jealousy erupted into violence. He attacked and killed his own brother, Abel, the very first murder in human history, born from a heart that refused to master its own bitterness. Immediately, God confronted Cain, asking a question he already knew the answer to. "Where is your brother Abel?" Cain's reply has echoed through the ages. "I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper?" It's a defiant, evasive response, attempting to shrug off responsibility for his fellow man. But you can't hide from God. The Lord said, "What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground." The consequences were swift and severe. Cain was cursed. The very ground he worked, which had soaked up his brother's blood, would no longer produce crops for him. He was condemned to be a restless wanderer on the earth. The punishment felt overwhelming to Cain. He cried out, "My punishment is more than I can bear. Whoever finds me will kill me." But even in this moment of judgment, we see a glimpse of God's mercy. He assured Cain that he would be protected, placing a mark on him so that no one would kill him on sight. Vengeance belonged to the Lord. So Cain left the Lord's presence and went to live in the land of Nod, a name that literally means wandering, east of Eden. The story doesn't end there, though. We see the two lineages begin to develop. Cain's line starts with his son Enoch. Cain, the wanderer, paradoxically becomes a city builder. His descendants become known for various innovations. Jabal was the father of those living in tents and raising livestock. Jubal was the father of musicians, and Tubal-Cain was a craftsman who forged tools of bronze and iron. But this lineage also carries a legacy of violence. Cain's descendant Lamech boasts to his wives about killing a man for merely wounding him, escalating the cycle of vengeance. Meanwhile, back with Adam and Eve, there is a ray of hope. Eve gives birth to another son, Seth, whose name means appointed. She says, "God has granted me another child in place of Abel." Since Cain killed him, Seth's lineage represents a fresh start. His son was named Enosh, and the Bible notes that it was during this time that people began to call on the name of the Lord again. This sets the stage for a line of faith that will eventually lead to Noah and beyond. So, what can we take from this? The story of Cain and Abel is a timeless warning about the destructive power of jealousy and anger when left unchecked. It's a call to take responsibility for our actions and a reminder that, yes, we are our brother's keeper. It also shows us that even in our darkest moments, there is a choice, and that God's plan for redemption continues, even after tragedy. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into Genesis. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. See you in the next video.